I think Andrea does have some questions for today, so I'm happy to answer them. And I would like to start by talking a little bit about wedding photography. I know I might sound redundant. She's here, she's texting me. All right, she'll be here soon. Hold on, let me, very good. It's kind of a lot of light. All right, so yes, wedding photography. Yesterday, we did a very simple wedding at Ladies Pavilion. I'm sorry, I'm fixing my, this is the problem with having the camera in your monitor so you can see yourself. And then, you know, you're doing this all the time. Okay, promise I won't do it anymore. All right, so yesterday we had a very small, you know, they just booked the chest ceremony with us, which is our simplest plain package. And why isn't, it's not telling me. I am here. Okay, I don't know. Hold on, maybe I can invite people. Can I invite people? Invite. All right, so sorry. Copy link. And let me send her an email in the meantime because she can't get in. So my officiant who was officiating yesterday's wedding made a video. So what happened is that the couple obviously hired a photographer on their own because that's what you do. There's no way you're going to have a wedding and have no photos, right? So whether you have a photographer that you hire, or have a friend do your photos, or have a family member with phones or whatever, you're going to have photos. Now, it's a question of, you know, it's a matter of figuring out what kind of photos you want. Okay. Hold on, via email. Oh, there it is. All right. So she's here. Let me get her in. Let her in. Yeah, there she is saying, let me in. I let you in. Can you hear me? Hello, hello.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I can hear you. You look so nice. Look at you with makeup in the morning on a Sunday morning. And why can't you hear me?
I can't. Hold on. You can't hear me?
Oh, yeah. Now I can hear you. I can hear you. You look so nice.
I stayed up till 3.
Stayed up until 3. Okay, so we are live. We are live on YouTube.
Yes.
Very nice. And now I know why I couldn't hear you because I had it mute.
Boo.
Anyway, this just shows how old I am. The other day, someone was very surprised when I told her my age, which I guess it's flattering. But then when it comes to technology...
You look youthful. Yes.
Anyway, before you join, I was kind of, I started with, I was talking about wedding photography. Again, I know it's kind of a beating the dead horse kind of thing, but I don't know if you saw Reverend Brad's video from yesterday's wedding. Did you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I was telling people that we did a very, you know, they hired this, you know, the basic package, just the ceremony. And so Brad was there, and then he witnessed what happens so many times, you know, 80% or 70% of the times we will see this. Clearly the idea was to get a good price. I hope they got a good price.
Right.
The person shows up, not only that he showed up in sweatpants, kind of like what I'm wearing today, or worse, Well, you can see my sweatpants now, but you know, looking like he's going jogging or to the gym.
Right.
So he showed up after the ceremony was done and the guests were gone. He showed up half an hour later.
Wow.
And the
So they got nothing of their
of the ceremony, no photos. I mean, I'm sure their friends took photos with their phones, but it's, I mean, it's the principle of it, right? I mean, imagine you are on, this is your wedding day and the photography is so important and you're just going to be stressed or upset or uncomfortable or like, you know, or, you know, even, I don't know what happened. I don't know, you know, how it went down, but maybe he couldn't find the spot. Maybe he's texting them. I've seen this happening. If you're the bride or the groom and you're there ready to say your I do's, you don't want to be texting with your vendors and explaining where it is or how to get there. Or first of all, if that's what happened, he should have done that half an hour before.
Right.
Have arrived way early. I don't know that that happened. Probably not. I mean, everybody. It was a ladies' pavilion. It's a pretty spot to get to. Everybody knows where ladies' pavilion is. I don't think he had an issue with that. I just, whatever. I just think you get what you pay for, and people just, they don't want to listen, and it drives me nuts every time that I see this, every time that this happens, and it happens so often, and it drives me nuts. Like, don't do it.
Right. And that's why, you know, when they say, well, we already have a photographer, I kind of get worried, you know, because I know that the photographers we use always on time. They usually contact the couple prior to ask them what their vision is for their photos, and they know the park like the back of their hand, so we don't have to worry that they're going to be late or that they're lost. I mean, it's just unacceptable. This is somebody's wedding.
Let's say, playing devil's advocate, which has never happened, and you're right, they're never late, right? Everybody who works for me is never late. But let's say something happened. You know, things can always happen. If anybody from my staff, any part of our team is late for whatever reason, not a problem. Everything, you know, we all work around it, right? But now when you have different vendors, oh my God, just thinking about it and talking about it makes me
Stressed out
and tired. Yes, imagine you have the violin player that you hire, you know, from the NAT, and then a photographer that you found in Wedding Wire, and your minister is your cousin who's going to officiate for you, and then you have your flower girls and your parents and everybody. And so everyone has to come together. Everybody has to be there at the same time. And people don't realize it is an event, and working in synergy. It's really more important than people think. Nobody thinks about it. I think there's a tradition of just hiring different vendors from different, you know, just individuals. And the big difference between doing that and just having
a package,
right, getting a package deal, is that we work together. It's always the same team. I don't go and hire, you know, random people, random musicians, and random.
These are people that have been working with us for quite a while, and
and I get that question a lot. Like, sometimes they say, "What photographers do you work with?" Or kind of, you know, like, "Oh, remember there was a lady with the flowers." It was funny. So she was having flowers for her reception. She was having some decorations and table, you know, settings and this and that. So she says, "Oh, Veronica, I got the, you know, my flowers for the reception through Frank. Can you
I remember that.
Get my bouquet from him so he can prepare the bouquet as well, since he's already doing all the others." I said, "No, I don't know Frank. I don't work with Frank. I already have, you know, you tell me, send me a picture of what you want and we will do it. I already, you know, we have a florist, an artist who, by the way, you just mentioned the other day, apparently she's very high priced. She's really, and
Yeah, somebody wanted extra flowers at their wedding for a decor, and I said, okay, well, this is who we work with. And she said she was pricey, but I don't know. I mean, we can count on her to do some amazing
artist.
bouquets. I mean, I have yet to meet a bride that was disappointed with one of her bouquets. You know what I mean? They're just amazing.
Yes.
So
Yeah, I know. So yeah, that sometimes they forget that, or they don't know. I don't know, but that's how I work. That's the only way that I can guarantee, we can guarantee our work.
right.
Like, yeah, you know, it took a long time to find.
Put
I've
together
been,
your team, but
yes, I've been there. I had different florists in the past. And once again, everybody's great in paper. Everybody will show you amazing photos of their work, reviews.
right.
You know, they'll talk a nice talk. I don't know. I know we had to talk about other things, but I always get lost in anecdotes. But I have one anecdote with a florist actually, and I really liked her. And I used to go and get my flowers all the way uptown, like 181st Street, because I
Oh
used
my
to live
God.
there. I know. For a while I lived there,
Far.
and it was nuts. So I don't know how I found her. I guess I was also preoccupied with the cost. So I found someone who was effective.
Great.
It wasn't expensive. Anyway, she was a very nice lady, and she's done a few bouquets for me. So, you know, it was great. So then I had this one bride, and she had a very specific request. She didn't like roses, because I used to offer just the 2 dozen roses to make it simple. And it was 2 dozen roses of whatever color you want. And she didn't like roses, and she wanted a purple lilac, you know, like type, kind of color. And what did she want? Okay, I can't remember.
Probably peonies or something.
No, so okay, I can't remember how it was, but here's what happened. She gave me some guidance, because I remember asking, she wanted is it calla lilies, the little ones, the little calla lilies? All right. I went to the florist all the way to 181st Street. I go to the florist
Wow.
2 weeks prior. I show her what she wanted. I explain she doesn't want roses, and she wants lilac, not purple, but
Yeah, like a pastel lilac, real.
Anyway, in front of me, she calls the company, she calls her provider, and she orders the flowers in front of me. We did it together. We ordered for next week. She needed this, da 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 da. All right. And I wish I had a photo to show you that bouquet. Anyway, the day of the wedding, did I tell you the story? I never told you the story.
No.
Okay. So keep in mind, it's quite a trip from 34th Street, where I used to live, to 181st. I take the subway. I go pick up my flowers the day of the wedding. And oh my God. So she did, first of all, they were all white roses. She did a bouquet with white roses. Wait. And then the flowers that we ordered, that were supposed to be like purple or light purple, they look like they were for a funeral. They look black. I'm sure they weren't black. They had to be like a dark violet, I guess.
Right.
Look just so sad.
So nothing like what you had ordered.
It was the opposite. Absolutely. It was a disaster, complete disaster. Now, obviously, I take responsibility for it. I can't I can show up and bring that to the bride. So I went to a different florist, and I got another bouquet in the spot, and they did a beautiful bouquet. And then I brought the bride both bouquets and showed her the other one. She laughed, and we gave it to a homeless person or something. No, if it was homeless, so someone in the park with just gift. They were sitting there on a bench, and we gave them the other, right? And she used, so we have the photos. I think Brad was a photographer. It was a beautiful couple, very young, from out of town, and they looked beautiful. It was like nice lilac. I got like some, they were nice. Anyway, why am I telling you this story?
Well, because we need to be sure that the vendors that we work with deliver what we need from them.
Yeah,
And
I take
so you can't
responsibility.
be,
So you work with us and you have kind of an insurance, right? And
right.
it can always happen. This lady, he hadn't failed me in the past, but then she did. And after that day, I never ever hired her again. She never worked with me again. I took care of it. I solved my problem. I still paid her, by the way, because I remember grabbing the flowers. And I'm like, I still pay her, gave her whatever it was for the bouquet. And then I went out of my pocket. I got a new bouquet. So, but now think if you are the bride and this happens to you.
Right. And you don't have anybody to.
What do you do? And you send your sister.
You're not going to be making phone calls right before your ceremony.
The day of your wedding, you're going to be running around trying to find another florist with an, yeah, that's it. You're screwed. Oh, well, okay, whatever. I won't have flower, whatever. Right? Or I don't know how important flowers are, for you, but it can
make a difference. Yeah.
And can mess up with your hand. It's the stress level that you want to minimize. And that's, all those are little things that people don't think about.
Right.
And that's what you're paying for. So when they ask me, so you see our basic package is $750 for just the ceremony. And from $750, it jumps to $2,700, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's $2,000 more for the silver package. And when you think about it, you can say, oh, it's $2,000 for just flowers and a photographer. No, it's not just the flowers and the photographer. You also have the walk through the day before, you have the assistant, you have the coordination, you have the closing the area, bringing the signs, the banners.
Right.
I mean, it's really wide club service. And everything that's happening behind the scenes that you don't know about, like the experience that I just shared with you.
Right.
Where, we are taking care of that. If the violin player calls me the morning off, which also happened once, again, I never worked with her again. But she called at 11 a.m. We had a wedding at 2 p.m. and she had the flu.
Couldn't make it.
Right. She was sick. All right, fine. And so I got one of my other musicians. Luckily, they're here.
Luckily, we have several people on the team. So
yes. No, I can also solve it. And again, people respond because we work a lot.
Right.
We like working
built a rapport with them. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I was gonna say something, but I leave it for after the.
Okay. We did.
Just remind me. Okay. Anyway, on that note, Elizabeth just texted me today. She wants more work. We're having a slow December, so we have a few weddings. Actually, it's funny. Everybody. So I have 2 weddings today, and we had like 6 weddings yesterday and 2 on Friday. But they're all
just ceremonies.
Just the ceremony.
Yeah. It just amazes me how people are frantic to get married right now.
They're all getting married and nothing else. And I did one online yesterday, and after we finished, I said to the couple, I was like, you know what, you could have done this in person. And then he kind of regretted it. And he's like, yeah, you're right. We could have, like, it's just, what are you doing?
I mean, 6 feet apart, wear your mask.
We're outside. The weather's still good. It hasn't gotten, nasty yet. We haven't hit the 20s. We're still in the 40s and 50 degrees. So we're doing them in the park all the time. You don't need to do it online unless you really just want to get
it over with.
Which sounds so unromantic.
So I did get a question for you, and it's a question about one of my favorite packages that we offer. It's the vintage cab and ceremony package.
Okay.
I love that one. Anyway, the girl, her name's Kim, she says, if I purchase the vintage cab package, do I have to get married in Central Park? And, part of the description on our website is that we'd get them the park permit and they get married there, and then the vintage cab will pick them up.
No, you don't get it.
But you don't.
No. You don't have to get married. That's the whole point. That's why it's not listed in Central Park weddings. It's
Yeah.
an elopement package, and you get married anywhere you want. You can get married in your hotel room, at a restaurant, at your home, Times Square. Anyway.
Yeah. We just had that couple that came from California, that young couple.
Right. And we did
And
it in Times
yeah,
Square. Yes. And then
they
went,
got married in Times Square, and the cab picked them up, and then they went around the city to all these iconic places and took pictures.
yeah.
And it was amazing. I think they were in front of the library next to Bryant Park.
Yes.
Yeah,
so with the cab, actually we were talking about Brooklyn Bridge the other day. If you want to get married there, you can, and then the cab will pick you up there at Brooklyn Bridge and take you places. Because that's an alternative, since I don't offer a Brooklyn Bridge package or Brooklyn Bridge location. I don't offer it for reasons I already explained. And but you can do it. You can have your ceremony anywhere you want. I know it's a popular spot as well. So
yeah,
anywhere, yes. But the most important thing I want to reiterate today is really pay attention to the photographer and the vendors that you hire on your own.
right.
Yeah, I know you want to save money, but when it comes to us, when you're hiring us, it's not that you pay per service. You're really paying as a whole. You're paying for the experience. We
Right.
give you an experience, not the services. Nothing is, individual.
Right.
Then you're the makeup and the makeup artist and the violin player. And actually, one of the brides from last month said, "Oh, we call her too much." Like
Oh yeah.
remember we were like,
Yeah, she's like, what's with all the phone calls? It's like, okay.
I was the only one, because in general they like it.
Right. And
Where-
so if somebody books a package with us, they get a welcome letter from us explaining the whole process from, behind the scenes to the day of. And then we assign a coordinator to them. And that person, up until the day of their wedding, we'll keep in contact with them, call them up. Hey, just to check in. Do you need anything else? If you have any questions. And, it's just this constant relationship that we want to establish, so that when our couples show up for their ceremony, they feel like they know us. They know we've got their back. They feel confident that we've been working for them. And
developing a relationship is really important, and that's a good point, because it's really up to the couple, right? Some couples, like this girl, she didn't want to.
She just wanted to show up, and then that's fine,
That's okay. But now you keep in mind, and we are sharp and we are precise, and we'll get it done. It'll be flawless. It always is flawless. However, if you are willing to communicate with us a little more and just, I don't know, make us part of your process, I think it's a lot sweeter, and it's better for you. It's better for the couple.
I think it just helps to guarantee that whatever vision you have of your wedding, that it's going to be that, there's no surprises.
Yeah, and it's the emotional component as well. Like, this is our work. Like I said, I think I did 15 weddings this weekend alone.
Wow.
So the ones that will stay in my head or whatever are those people who develop a little more of a relationship with me.
Right.
So like yesterday, it was back to back. And I remember 2 of the couples. And I think I had 6 yesterday.
Wow.
So there were 2 that made an impression. But that was on them, right? Otherwise, they just connect with me on the day off, and that's fine. But you have to understand, this is our job. This is our work. We do this all the time. For you, for the couple, is one special day. It never happened before, and it will not happen again. not like, you know.
Right.
And it is really special for us.
Yeah.
This is what we do every day, Tuesday, Thursday, every day.
Yeah. No, and it's not like we've got a couple of weddings coming up in December, a couple of packages, and I've gotten to know a couple of the brides, and they already have my number. When I call, they're, oh, hi, Andrea.
That's nice.
You know, but it's nice, you know, I just ask them how things are going. And I don't know, I feel like if it was me getting married and people are checking in on me, it makes me feel confident that these people are working for me. And that's really important. I mean, especially if you're coming in from out of town, and this is your first time in New York City, you know, first of all, you're buying a package online. So it's not like you go to a boutique or something and speak with someone. So I think it's really important that we develop that confidence, because say you're in Australia and you buy a package and you're coming here, you don't know anybody, you know, so it's really important that we stay in contact with them and let them know, like, hey, this is real, you know, we are here, we are working for you.
Yes.
And once you get here, you don't have to worry about anything. It's all taken care of. All you have to do is show up and say, I do.
Yes. Yes, that's right. Yes.
That's it. So, you know, we do get questions about our hair and makeup stylist, and we haven't really talked about that a lot. So,
Oh, that's funny, because
yeah.
she texted me today. All right.
Oh yeah, Elizabeth. Yeah, she's one of our stylists. She's pretty cool.
What can I answer?
So some of the questions we get are, you know, can you tell us a little bit, like, who are they? Can I see their work?
Oh, right. Yes.
Right.
So I try to, sometimes it's hard. But yeah, you are trying to, I try to update the website as much as I can. So I don't know how many photos we have at this moment in the website, but I always try to upload like the new work and the new brides. And then I also have videos of me, because now you know me, you know my face, and I'm, you know, almost 50. So what that means is that I'm not, you know, a 20-year-old that will look good with anything. So a little more work is required for me. That's why I use myself as a, so now I have a filter. That's why I'm using Zoom. So don't use it. I have, but no, but
you have to show me how to use that.
Yeah. The filter is really good. But when we do, so I do the videos to give the couples a realistic idea of what it is like and what happens, right? And I'm big on not being deceiving at all. I like transparency, and for me, more than anything else, for my peace of mind, because I can't stand people being suspicious or unhappy, or at the end of the day, I don't want anyone to feel let down. So I like to be very clear in what we offer and what's available to them. So our style our artists are very seasoned. They know their stuff. Once again, I think I sound like a broken record, but they are experienced with weddings specifically.
Right.
There's different types of makeup that you can do.
Yeah, there's I guess what they try to focus on is camera ready also.
Yeah, I don't know.
Natural, you know.
The truth is they will, so the way it works, once you book your hair and makeup with us, we always ask you for photos of you, and photos of the inspirations, photos what you like to look like, what the kind of makeup you like to have. And come on, I mean, that's very easy to do nowadays. You go online and there's a billion of photos. So you just pick exactly what you want, send it to us. I'll pair you with the artist that I think best can
the style.
You want. And they are really good. Once again, they're excellent. And so far, everybody has been happy. Now, if you know yourself, and sometimes I can read between the lines, and I see too, I can get to know you. If you're really picky, or you know, you tend to like something very specific, or you're not used to wearing makeup. And I would always suggest, if you're nervous or anxious about the artist or the service, I recommend scheduling a trial.
Right.
That's the only way that you can minimize any anxiety. To answer your question about sharing their info with them before they book, we don't do that. Because that'll be silly. Just the same reason why I don't share my photographers before you book us. You can go directly and hire them directly. So obviously it makes no sense from a business standpoint.
Right.
But after you book, yes, you will have access to their Instagram and their website, and you can talk to them directly, and et cetera, et cetera. And if you have any issue, yeah, you can talk to me. It's funny. Remember that lady who had an issue with my photographer? It was the funniest thing. After everything was said and done. Remember, I shared her website, and she didn't like her. And I really think it was something, it wasn't her work. It cannot be her work. And I'm saying this because then I saw the photographer that actually shoot, because then I said, I
you knew her. Yeah.
Yeah. So this happened, this lady, so she did a package with us. The package included 2 hours of photography, and she wanted to know who was going to shoot her. So I shared the information, I put them in contact. She looked at the website and she didn't like her. And I'm like, well, and we couldn't figure out why. Remember, Andrea, you kept asking her, well, what is it? What photos do you like from us? Because she's shooting for us. She's in our website. Like, why did you pick us if you don't like our photos? She did this.
That was strange.
It was very bizarre. I don't want to say, I don't want to say anything, but anyway, it must be some personal reason why she didn't like her. That's fine. So I said, never mind. I didn't want to give her a different photographer, even though we do have 3, because I just felt that it was a subjective.
Well, I don't think she would have been happy with any of them, because I told her everything on our website are their actual photos that our photographers have taken. And I don't think she would have been happy with any of them. But you know what? She ended up hiring this lady. She wasn't a wedding photographer. And then
hilarious. And then I saw the photos. I said, send me the photos. And I was like, seriously? You didn't do my girl? And you did this? Really? I can do this with my phone. It'll look better.
Yeah, they weren't too good, but she
I don't remember. Why am I? Oh no, what I'm saying is that I'll take full responsibility once you book with us. If you have an issue before the wedding, hopefully before the wedding, if you have an issue with the artist, I'm happy to swap the artist for another person. Or
so you're saying once they do a trial with the makeup artist that you paired them with, then
a trial, or I don't know. I mean, I don't know what objections people. It hasn't happened yet that they saw their work, and because
the only excuse me, I think the only problem we ever had was one bride who never wore makeup.
Right.
And then our stylist, she didn't do a trial.
Right.
And
so for the artist, and I agree with I always agree. I do agree with the artist. This is such a subjective endeavor, right?
Yeah, she did.
Makeup and hair is just one time. Listen, I got my hair cut. Apparently he was some big shot stylist, and the guy did layers, whatever, and it was like shorter. And I don't like my hair short. I can't take it. And I'm crying. So I was in tears. The guy was so insulted. He's like, oh, you got a $200 haircut, because it was for free, because I was like posing or whatever.
Right.
But anyway, he was like, it was beautiful. And it was beautiful. If I had to be objective, he did a great job. But it wasn't
what you wanted.
It wasn't what I wanted. So the makeup is the same thing. It is so subjective. I can look at someone and say, you look beautiful. She did an amazing job. and the person, they don't see themselves that way. They look in the mirror, they don't recognize themselves.
Right. And that was the situation with her. She never wore makeup. She's like, I don't wear it. And so it's like, well, why are you gonna
Why are you getting the
do
makeup
something so
done?
different? Why are you gonna do
Don't
so?
get it done. Yes. Just
Yeah,
do
so
what you do.
she was freaking out, but I thought she looked beautiful. I mean,
Well, that's the thing.
Vanessa did an amazing job, but it's like you said, she's like, I don't recognize myself. It's like, well, if you don't wear makeup, usually don't do it. But I don't know. I think the
Yeah,
nice thing though about hiring a stylist for your wedding day is you get to pamper yourself a little bit. You know, it's a special day.
confidence goes into play too. Like I remember for my wedding, I always say that I regret the person that I chose, but I also thought, well, you can't do too much to mess it up. I think I have a good face, so I was happy with whatever would turn out. You know, it's like, all right. I mean, how bad can it be? We'll keep it simple. We didn't do fake eyelashes. I didn't do too much of a smoky eye. Nothing that I don't typically do.
Yeah, you don't want to look too different. Like if you don't wear a lot of makeup and then all of a sudden you wear, you know, you look like you have a Kim Kardashian look,
Right.
you're not going to feel comfortable.
No.
So, but yeah, so I think the best thing to do with hair and makeup, I think a couple of things about that is
Splurge.
if you can do a trial with our stylist so you get exactly what you want.
Which is separate.
Yeah.
It's an extra fee.
But it's the best money spent. I think it's what, $100?
Yeah. If it's just for the makeup, yes, $100 for the trial. Yes.
I think it's money well spent.
200, but yes, you're right. I think we can leave it to 150 and you pay the artists directly. I'll talk to them. But yeah, because at the end of the day, people think about this. We live for those reviews, right? We want you to be happy. We want the couple to have an amazing experience. So we will do everything we can to make that happen from our end. And then it's always a 50-50, right? And then you have to also help us out by giving us information. If you are, you know, if you don't share with us your vision, your ideals, your style,
Inspiration and style. Yeah. You know, and then the other nice thing is like if you're staying in Manhattan, the artist will go to your hotel, you know, before your wedding, about what, 3 or 4 hours before your wedding to help you get ready. So you left me.
Sorry, but I put you there. Only you can see. Okay, because I needed water. All right. So this was a nice little just chatting, I guess.
It is, but I think it's good information, and you know, it's things that people need to know. What else have we been asked lately?
All right. So this was a nice. Did you hear that?
Well, the famous question we've been getting lately is, are you still doing weddings?
Right.
Yes, we are. That's the biggest question. I mean, I get phone calls every day, and it's like, are you still doing weddings? Yes. And I think if we weren't, we'd have put something up on the website by now and saying, you know, closed.
And the reason they're asking that is because I hear that a lot of my colleagues refuse to do in-person weddings. Everybody in New York, they're doing just the Zoom weddings, virtual. Right. We don't. I use common sense. That's what that's my go-to. And like you said, as long as we keep some distance and, you know, we always have
sensible about it. You know, if you're sick, don't show up and get married. Let us know. The other thing is, you know, our international couples, now they aren't coming right now. And that's just because all the other countries have banned travel to the US. I mean, if you want to come, they end up coming, but they're not gonna be able to go back home. So
No kidding. I didn't know that. Really?
Yeah. Our
Oh,
UK, well, yeah, you'll have to quarantine and all kinds of stuff. So we have a lot of couples that come from the UK and traveled here from there. It has been, it's not happening right now. I think Mexico is the only one that is allowing international travel right now. And we do have a couple of
Hi there. I have
Mexican.
this week on the 10th. They're coming
Yeah.
from Mexico. Yes.
Yeah. And then, for a while, travel was discouraged from around the country to come to New York. But that's
Not anymore. I just
yeah, but not anymore. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying. But not anymore.
We're opening up slowly. I mean, things here are pretty normal. The streets are busy. People are in the park all the time, still with the cold weather.
Right.
The tree went up. Remember, there was rumors that we wouldn't have the Christmas tree this year, but we do. It's there. The decorations are there. Fifth Avenue.
Yeah, I'm just wondering how they're going to manage Rockefeller. Excuse
Oh,
me.
I haven't.
Because
Should go
people, yeah. I mean, when people go see the tree, it's like this.
Yeah, because we have all these tourists typically, but now we don't.
Yeah.
So to your point, anyone coming to New York is people with a car who's like driving distance, North Carolina, Virginia,
Yeah, Virginia.
places like that. Or, just locals and upstate New York, Long Island.
Well, and and last year we had several weddings there at the tree. And it
Yes.
was funny because we had to fight to clear up a space so that they could get a good shot of the tree in the background, and
I
the photographer
remember it was so crowded.
It was so crowded. That's why I keep wondering what it's going to be like this year.
Nothing's happening. I actually was there, see how empty it was. I went there the day that they put the lights up on Wednesday. And I had to run an errand. I went to the Diamond District is right there around the corner, 47th Street. And I went there because I had to fix my bracelet. It kept bothering me. So I have a guy who fixes jewelry. Anyway, it was empty. And yeah, it was so empty that I forgot. All about the tree. And I came back home. I'm like, oh my God, today's the lighting of the tree. Typically, that would have been like such a busy.
Oh yeah, it's like this, and then NBC puts on a big deal, and they have artists, and people go to see everybody sing, and yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't been. So how's this?
It's a good time if you like to get married in front of the Christmas tree at Rockefeller. This is the time.
This is probably the year to do it because there are going to be a lot of people. You're right. Yeah.
So it's easier for you to come to New York. I mean, you can come in a plane from any parts of the country, right?
Yeah, and I think they're correct me if I'm wrong, but you can come to New York, you quarantine. Remember, we were talking about this. You quarantine for 3 days, and on the 4th day, you take a test, and if it's clear, you don't have to quarantine for 14 days. So, if you're going to spend a week in New York, it's totally doable. But you do have to take a test before you leave. So from wherever you're at, you take a test. If it's negative, you get on the plane, you show up here.
You don't need to take a test to get on the plane. You get on the plane regardless.
Yeah, but I'm saying if they want to avoid the 14-day quarantine, I mean, that's what they're saying. But
I mean, I hear you saying that, but I just flew back in from Florida and nobody asked me anything. No,
you're right.
Days. And what are they going to say? What are they going to do? Are they going to knock on my door, see if I'm inside or outside? I'm completely upset.
No, it's like when my mom flew here from Texas, and she was paranoid, and nobody ever came.
No, nobody will come.
Yeah.
It's also is unconstitutional. Is that what? It's just ridiculous. I mean, I understand their concern, but it's just the honor code. You're sick, you feel bad, you just stay. And if not, then you can come out. And when you come out, you're wearing a mask, you're keeping distance, and that's it. That's the best you can do. Anybody can do.
Right.
Once again, common sense. I just took the subway yesterday to go to Queens for a wedding, and I'm sitting there in the subway. It's packed.
Was it?
Everybody seems to, yeah, it's always packed. And Brad had to go to New Jersey also on Friday, and he took a bus, and it was packed. People were standing in the bus. So you explained to me how taking a plane where they actually, because the plane that I took was JetBlue, they left the middle seat open, so nobody's sitting between people. So how is that a problem? How is that more of a concern than everyday life when you're here in New York or wherever you are, taking public transportation, going to CVS, going to the supermarket? Is so cute and so funny how they tell you have to distance, they make you wait online outside and all this nonsense. And then you're in the aisles and you're like, you're next to come on. I go to the supermarket every day. But
I know, but we have to do what we can. So,
well, that's my point.
Just do what you can, which is nice about our team, because the majority of them live,
right here,
just a few blocks away from the park. So
steps from the park. So
they don't have to take a subway to get there and put themselves at risk. Everybody is just, walking distance. So that's good.
That's why we can do the in-person ones without a problem.
Yeah.
That's why we've been doing it all the time in Central Park. It's actually great. It's better than being inside, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Pop in, pop out, and it's beautiful. There's nothing like Central Park for wedding photos. It's so iconic. It's so beautiful. Even in the winter with the skyline behind you, it's fantastic.
Yep.
Yeah, I think so.
I agree. Well, I don't have any more questions. Did you want to add anything?
No, I actually have weddings to get ready for. So
Awesome.
I hope it was somewhat informative. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. No question is off limits. We are always here, happy to help. And like Andrea said, we are still working. We're still doing weddings. Because that's what we specialize in, is small micro weddings, elopement style. So, if you had a plan of doing something big, we're here for you.
Yeah, this is the year for small elopement style weddings, and they're exciting.
It is, and it's just as special as the big one. It actually can be a lot more enjoyable because the stress level goes down.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. So give us a call. We'd love to talk to you. Book your wedding. Weddings for next year already filling up.
Booking up for next year. That we didn't talk about. We'll talk about that next time. I don't like to be a doomsday kind of person, but because of what happened this year, a lot of stuff has been
pushed to next year. And so if you're thinking about coming to New York and wanting to get married in 2021, the sooner you book it, the better. Because, especially if you want to get married in Central Park, because permits are filling up.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. So that's the big takeaway. But hopefully we'll hear from you, and we can make your wedding dreams in New York City come true.
Thank you, Andrea.
All right. Have a good Sunday.